Hello everyone, my name is Ashley. I'm a language specialist and an English examiner, and today we are looking at part one of the reading and use of English component of the B2 First Certificate exam. So if you are preparing for the FCE exam or the First Certificate, you are in the right place. We are going to do a lot of practice together today, and yeah, let's get started. So before we actually get into the activity, I need you to do a couple of things. First of all, I need you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I need you to find a space that is quiet because you need to focus in order to do this activity. Then, if you do not remember how part one of the Use of English exam works, in this playlist you will find a how-to video. I advise you to go and watch it before you do the task so that you know what you are doing, because we are going to jump right in this video. You will have 8 minutes to do the activity. It may take you a little longer, it may take you a little less, but working to 8 minutes is a good measure because in the exam you will have a limited amount of time to do 7 activities, so you want to make sure that you're distributing your time in the right way. Lastly, you will see the task and the instructions on the next page that I'm going to show you. So if you need some time to get your pen, your paper, watch the how-to video, I would say pause now, and when you are ready, you can resume the video. If you are already ready, good luck, and here are your 8 minutes on the clock for part one of the exam. Let's go. Okie doke, here are the solutions to the activity. Take a moment to see if you picked the right answer. Whilst you are checking, I will just let you know what's coming next. After you have checked your answers, I am going to give you some extra information about this task that I have created. It is a part one of the exam, obviously, but I want to explain some of the answers and maybe why you made some mistakes, if any, really. So if you need to pause the video here to look at the answers, please do, because now we're going to move on to some explanations. Let's take a look. Okay, so number one, the correct answer is however. Now, there were other conjunctions and words that connect different parts of sentences. However was the only correct answer, because in sentence number one, we introduce a concept, and in sentence number two, we introduce a contrast to that concept. So in sentence number one, we say, everyone knows Spider-Man, but not many people know Stan Lee. Okay, so there's a contrast that is introduced here, hence why we need to use however. Number two, we need the verb suggested because of the structure. So suggested can be followed by an ing form. I suggest going to the park. It can be followed by a subjunctive form, which is what you see here. I suggested he go to the doctor's. Quite rare to use a subjunctive in English, but we do use it with suggested and with suggest, and recommend. So that's what's happening in this sentence. The other verbs do not support this structure. That's why they cannot be here. Number three, Lee claimed changed his life. Similarly to number two, the other verbs do not support the structure in this sentence, so they do not fit. There are some words, there are some verbs that could be a little confusing or tricking you slightly. For example, in some languages, sustain means to believe, to claim. In English, it does not. So that word does not fit here. It's a false friend. Number four, graduated is the only option because of the grammar around that sentence. You leave school, you quit school, you pass an exam, but you graduate from high school. It's the only one that fits with the preposition from. Next, number five is all about verb tenses. So it says, Lee's comics have also appeared on the big screen. First of all, the big screen is a synonym for the cinema, the movies, the big screen, because the screen is very big in that room. But we have the duration form, have also appeared, which indicates that something starts in the past and continues into the present. This means that we have to use since or from, depending on the word, the time reference that we have there. So in this case, we have a date, a specific time, so we have to use since the 1990s. The other options do not work. Next, number six, the MCU is a group of producers, right, that produce movies. They're movie producers, not publishers, that's for books, not owners, that's for a company, as is businessmen. So the others don't fit in terms of meaning in this case. Number seven is a phrasal verb. Go on to means that you do something in time. So I started my career as a translator and I went on to become a teacher trainer. It means what came next was this. And what Lee went on to do is an interesting thing. He went on to play cameos. Maybe this is a new word. A cameo is a small role where a famous person, a famous celebrity or artist or actor, plays a small role in the movie and the audience recognizes them. It's not a big role, it's not an important role, but because they are so famous or so popular, the audience is happy to see them. And because Lee was synonymous with these heroes, these comic heroes, these comic heroes that he created, whenever he appeared on screen in these cameos, the audience was very, very happy. And lastly, sadly, he was unable to watch the biggest movie in the Marvel collection, Avengers Endgame, because he passed away before the screening, before it was released. So he did not manage to do something. The other options: succeed in, achieve something, reach something. So here, grammatically, the only one that fits is manage, because it is it's followed by to. Okay. So I hope that this analysis was helpful and that this activity was useful practice for you. If it was, please subscribe so I know to keep creating materials. And if you have any questions about this activity or anything to do with the FCE exam or anything you would like me to create for you, please let me know in the comments. Take care. Goodbye.